"Load Temple of Doom," I said, as I reached the bottom of the grand staircase. The empty foyer and dimly lit hallways of the mansion were instantly transformed into a vast subterranean labyrinth of caverns and corridors. And when I glanced down at myself, the workout clothes I'd been wearing had been replaced with a perfectly rendered Indiana Jones costume, complete with a worn leather jacket, a bullwhip on my right hip, and a battered fedora. Indy's theme music began to play as I jogged down the corridor, and a variety of obstacles and enemies started to appear in front of me, forcing me to either dodge them or attack them with my imaginary whip. I earned points for every obstacle I avoided and for every enemy I vanquished. I could also earn bonus points for keeping my heart rate up, and for freeing the captive children being used as slave labor in the temple from their holding cells, which were scattered along my path. I ran a total of 5 miles like this, sprinting from one end of my house to the other, and back again, and I managed to beat my previous high score. I ended the game program and took off my AR goggles. Then I toweled off and drank some water before heading to my workout room. On the way there, I stopped by the garage to admire my car collection. Of all my daily rituals, it was the one that never failed to make me smile. The estate's enormous garage now contained 4 classic movie car replicas, the same 4 movie cars that had inspired my Avatar's Oasis mashup vehicle, Ecto-88. I owned screen-accurate replicas of Doc Brown's 1982 DeLorean DMC-12 time machine, pre-hover conversion, the Ghostbusters 1959 Cadillac Hearst Ectomobile Ecto-1, the black 1982 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am Knight Industries 2000 kit with Super Pursuit mode. And finally, sitting down at the far end, a replica of Dr. Buckaroo Banzai's matter-penetrating jet car, built from a heavily modified 1982 Ford F-Series pickup truck with air scoops from a DC-3 transport plane bolted onto its frame, along with a World War II German fighter plane cockpit, a turbine-powered jet engine, and parachute packs for rapid deceleration. I had never driven any of these cars. I just came out to the garage to admire them. Sometimes I sat inside them with all the screens and control panels lit up while I listened to old movie soundtracks and brainstormed ideas for the next chapter in my ongoing Ecto-88 film series, a project I'd started working on after my therapist suggested that I might benefit from having a creative outlet. GSS already owned the media companies that owned the movie studios that held the rights to Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, Knight Rider, and The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai. And by paying hefty licensing fees to the estates of Christopher Lloyd, David Hasselhoff, Peter Weller, Dan Aykroyd, and Bill Murray, I was able to cast computer-generated facsimile actors, of each of them in my film. They were basically non-player characters with just enough artificial intelligence to take verbal directions after I placed them on my virtual movie sets inside GSS's popular Cinemaster movie creation software. This allowed me to finally bring my long-standing fanboy dream to life, an epic crossover film about Dr. Emmett Brown and Dr. Buckaroo Banzai teaming up with Knight Industries to create a unique interdimensional time vehicle for the Ghostbusters, who must use it to save all 10 known dimensions from a 4-fold cross rip that could tear apart the fabric of the space-time continuum. That is an excerpt from Ready Player 2, the new novel by Ernest Cline. Yes, a published novel. Again. The new novel by Ernest Cline, the sequel to Ready Player One, which is also known as the Holy Grail of pop culture. And look, don't let anyone ever tell you that you can't write a novel. Don't you dare let anyone get away with telling you that you can't write a novel. If someone says that you don't have what it takes to write a novel, you show them this. You show them this and tell them that this is a published best-selling novel. That's an excerpt from Ready Player 2.